folks, Paul here. Over the years I've done a few podcasts, and recently we had this new idea, and I'll talk about who we are in a minute. But anyway, wanted to try something a little different, something funny, maybe a little educational, and very topical. I saw this post on Facebook from this acquaintance, and it got this whole train a-rolling. It had me laughing, but it also sparked a lot of ideas, and so I had to reach out to him, and his name is Damian. Damian, how you doing today?
Hey, Paul, what's going on? Thanks for reaching out to me.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, my palms are a little bit sweaty. This is the first one. I know you're a little seasoned vet, but anyway, we'll break this down a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Totally.
Paul reached out to me because for some God-known reason, I started getting bombarded by these women with these profiles and saying everything from
"Hi, cutie pie."
And I may be 53, but I'm not senile yet. And I know, well, a little bit senile. And it got me thinking about the grift has never really left. So our first show is really about the grift.
Yeah.
And what's happening? Are we going to be able to stop them? Probably not. Can we educate folks and have a lot of laughs along the way about what's going on the grift? Absolutely.
I will drink to that.
Yes, sir. Where's mine?
And that's me drinking.
Sunday night.
Yeah. So the post in question, I'm gonna screen share here so that you can see it and the audience can see it. And it looks something like this. So Marcy Henderson writes to you and says, how you doing, dear? How do you know you're getting scammed when someone uses the word dear? Well, I'm sitting on the toilet wondering when I should get a colonoscopy. and the response is great.
They just let it roll, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm wondering the role of AI in this whole thing.
Well, we could talk about that because the response is awesome. Just laying down on a bed here alone, like after you're talking about a colonoscopy. What kind of mattress do you have?
Dude, when I'm sitting here, I'm thinking of the most obscene things to say to these. I don't even want to call them women because we'll get into where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you thinking? Like, oh, I'm thinking this. I think I told someone, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sauteing some goat lizards or something. What are you up to?
I actually have. I think I have that one. You were trapping squirrels. In one.
No, the wolf that went over the ridge. I'm very afraid.
The only thing I'm feeling is the warmth from the burning goat liver on my stove. Do you like goat by chance?
No, I don't. And they're like, And I don't know whether that affects the people in India, where most of it's coming from.
I don't know. I mean, start talking about eating cow, and you might have something there.
Might have some problems. Yeah.
Because that is a sacred animal. But it's interesting to me. You said something about AI, and AI can do a lot of stuff. But a lot of this, it reminds me back, and I'm dating myself a little bit here. But just so everybody knows, Damian is the older of the two of us, by 3 years.
Can't tell by the gray in the beard.
No, oh my, dude, these racing stripes, oh my God. I'm very aerodynamic.
I put on pink just to be feminine.
Everything, I listen to Queen, so what do you want me to say? They are my favorite. But, anyway, so, it reminds me of the old AOL days when people would go to chat rooms and you never knew if you were talking to a person or a bot. Yeah. And I kind of feel like we're back there, now where people are just reaching out. And I think certain things don't work for us, right? Where if you've ever been on a dating site before, you're going to get hit up. If you're over 50, you're going to get hit up.
Right.
If you have an AARP card, you're definitely going to get hit up.
Well, I think the underlying theme here has never gone away. People have used mediums to go meet people for since the print of the newspaper.
Sure.
If you remember, the Lonely Hearts Club is on the back page, and it just has evolved, and it's evolved to a point where, at least in the Lonely Hearts Club, you actually get to meet that person. And what they're doing now is they're extracting literally tens of thousands of dollars out of lonely men and women, in the prime of they're supposed to be retired, but they're just lonely, and they're preying upon them. Are we ever going to be able to stop that? I'd like to work it on both ends, but I think an educational course in what is going on. So as a 53-year-old man, if I'm getting hit up by a 26-year-old girl, and we'll call him a girl,
you're assuming it's a girl.
Wrong, listen, I'm not an actor in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? And there's something off, but there's something in the man's brain that it's like, tick, it just short circuits it, and you just want to smack him upside the head and be like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
And it'll be like one of those Kool-Aid commercials where you gotta save the guy, come in through the wall, smack him upside the head, and be like, "What are you doing?"
There's something about younger people, and we're speaking as guys, right? But I imagine this is true for women too, where it's a younger person and all logic and reason just goes out the door for a second. And once you give them your name, because that's one of the techniques they use, is they try to personalize it by using your name and then ultimately finding out where you're from. Now you're committed. And you have to have that moment where you just say, this is absolutely hilariously ridiculous. I was hit up by someone called Luna. Lu space N-A. Luna. And it was hilarious, and I'll get into that one in a minute, because I had a whole dialogue. Because if they're going to have me going, oh no, I'm going to have you going. And for weeks, I'm going to make sure that your time has been wasted, so whoever's in charge of you for doing this is never going to ping me ever again.
Right. It used to be, what I started alluding to, where it was in the back pages. Then it progressed into the telephone, right? And then you didn't have to meet them. With the internet, it's just insane. And United States is ground zero for grifting. We have more baby boomers moving into retirement age and more people who are single. And there are more... I work with a lot of seniors. I can't tell you, if I go into their house, their house phone rings 4 times minimum. 4 times minimum.
And what kind of time period?
No bank is calling you. All right? Yeah. They're not calling you to find out if you made that. They're not. And they mirror the chase pages. Click on this link. And just spend your money. But the real grift is what we're talking about here today, is in the Lonely Hearts genre.
Right.
And it's really, really bad. And it's not just for the Lonely Hearts. You have married men, sometimes married women, most often married men, falling for it and showing pictures of, and if their boys don't tell them, they're like, "Oh, look at this girl who hit me up, yo. Look at this girl." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?"
Right.
Like, she don't have enough. The rule of thumb is look maybe about, 2 miles radius around you. Then go out to 3. Then go out to 4. If they're hitting you up from wherever they think that they're living, that they just pick something, it's fake. It is fake.
Oh, totally.
And you got to stop it, because there's got to be better ways to do this. And I'm really surprised that the government hasn't taken a stronger stance.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And the government really should take a stronger stance. We'll talk about drugs, where Nancy Reagan came on to say no to drugs, but to make people aware of this, make people aware of it. And they're not doing enough from the social end of it, from the government end, to protect our older people who watch TV all day.
Right.
Right. Banks are not going to call you. Banks don't call you. Your credit card doesn't call you.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you hang up the phone, you find the right number, and you call them back. Right? They don't call you.
Viewers, if you have things that you would like us to talk about, debate, look at, or whatever, send us drop us a line, and you'll be able to do that very thing, and then we'll talk about it. And if you're a scammer doing so, boy, am I gonna so hard. And I do not use lube. I use pine tar.
I'm the guy dropping the pine tar on top of the pee-pee.
That's his grift.